Hopefully everyone can hear me. We're going to start jumping right in here. Again, this is kind of just a fun little format with Fred here. Fred's been building Cyberbrawl, the next iteration of Litemint.io. And we thought we'd kind of play it on Thanksgiving morning for you, because I know you're probably all busy with your family stuff. But it really kind of gives you a chance to kind of check out the lighter side of Stellar and putting prices aside and speculation aside, and then just having fun on chain. Fred, if you want to take like 2 seconds and present yourself, and then we can kind of just jump right in.
Yeah, so hi everyone, and happy Thanksgiving then. So yes, I mean, we are going to play a bit of Cyberbrawl. So Cyberbrawl is the sequel and the rebranding as well of Litemint.io. Rebranding is important because what that means is that if you've been playing Litemint.io and you want to jump into Cyberbrawl, then it's seamless. All you've done in Litemint.io will be following you to Cyberbrawl.
And what's the differences? Like, I see a lot of similarities, but obviously there are things that have changed. What have you changed from Litemint.io to Cyberbrawl?
So yeah, I mean, the most important thing is obviously that Cyberbrawl is going to leverage the smart contract on Stellar, which Litemint.io could not do before. There was no smart contract. For a bit of history, Litemint.io has been released in 2020 on Stellar. So we've been doing gaming on Stellar since for many years now. At that time, there was no smart contract, so there's a lot of things that Stellar is very good at. For example, to issue assets, like for example, game assets, tradable cards, in-game currencies. But there's also some limitation, which means we had to do a lot of manual things on top of that, which could not be driven by smart contract. Now we can drive a lot of things through smart contracts, and that's what I would say Cyberbrawl is going to leverage primarily. But also, what we are providing with Cyberbrawl is a full rebranding, better enhanced graphics. There's also going to be, I would say, better appeal for players coming from different horizons, not just on the Stellar blockchain. So there's a lot of improvements basically that we're going to bring.
And when you say smart contracts, what do you mean? What part of the game is going to be on smart contracts? Because you can't really do everything directly on the blockchain. So what are you integrating into smart contracts?
So for smart contracts, we are going to use it primarily so there's 3 currencies that are going to be issued with Cyberbrawl. On Litemint.io, we had only one, and that was basically the in-game currencies. Now, for example, we have also a crafting currency, which allows players to craft their own cards. And all this will be market, and the dynamic of it will be managed through smart contracts. So the supply of the crafting currency for crafting cards will be controlled through a smart contracts based on the cards that are being basically uncrafted versus the cards that are being crafted. We're also going to use the feature which is a passkey and a smart contract managed wallet to provide a complete seamless experience for people coming up without any knowledge of the Stellar blockchain prior to coming to Cyberbrawl. So basically the passkey features that Tyler was demoing the other day.
And you mentioned credits, and that's what was the previous version, is that to buy cards, I would use credits. And that was, I had to interact with like an Aztecs to buy those credits. When you're talking about like dealing with a currency within Cyberbrawl, how will that be different than using credits? And then you talked about 2 different currencies. I don't know if you can like go a little bit more into that.
Yeah, so historically, the credit currency can be earned on playing Litemint.io. So if you do questing, if you also win tournaments, you can earn it. So it's a currency that can only be unlocked or issued by gaming activity. And that's what players have been doing. So basically, you earn it on your game account, and players who want to can also withdraw it on the Stellar blockchain. So at the moment on Cyberbrawl, we have about 150,000 player accounts, of which about 6% of them have created a link to Stellar wallet to their account, and some of them have withdrawn the credit currency to Stellar. I think we have 3,200 trust lines in total to our game assets. So basically, they can withdraw not just the currency, the cards and everything. And that currency can be earned through gaming activity, questing, challenges, daily leaderboards, and things like that. So that currency is only issued through the game, and it is going to be also available in Cyberbrawl. So that still remain the core currency. You can use it in the shop also to buy some cards if you want to. There's 2 additional currencies that are appearing in Cyberbrawl. One of them is a crafting currency. It's called Ion, and essentially it's going to be again driven by a smart contract in order to provide the supply, and also the smart contract will be interactable with only through that currency, and it allows you to craft a card that, for example, you don't have by burning other card or by having enough iron in order to craft this card. And then the other currency, which will also be tradable on the blockchain, but it's more like of a premium currency, which will also be available through by purchase through on the store, for example, on the mobile app stores. So if you want a comparison, if you're a fan of Hearthstone, or if you know a little bit about Hearthstone, there's also 3 currencies. There's gold, which I would say is the equivalent of the core currency. They've got also the dust, which is the crafting currency, and the premium currency, which is the runstones, which is a currency that you can get through in-app purchases on the store. So all those 3 currencies will be also available in Cyberbrawl, with the main difference is that everything is tradable on the blockchain.
Cool. And those cards are all NFTs that you can buy through Litemint as the NFT store as well?
Yes, I mean, they will be available through any platform that can allow exchange of that. So that even on the SDEX, actually on any platform, for example, that is compatible with the SDEX, but also on the Litemint NFT marketplace.
Cool. So like card backs and that kind of stuff as well?
Yes, yeah. And also tradable hero avatars, which is a new type of content that is going to appear with Cyberbrawl.
I definitely had a hard time collecting credits for to unlock cards. So I definitely bought some a couple of months back so that I can play the game properly.
Yeah. And also, yes, you can also stack credits in the game. So that's something that is going to also be managed through smart contract. If you stack some credits in your game account, then you basically it acts as a multiplier for your rewards.
Sweet. So why don't we, I think it'd be kind of cool to like play a game. I'm just going to get wrecked here. I think that's understood by everyone. But what would be cool is to kind of like see the game, and then we can maybe look at some new cards and features that are maybe not in the previous version.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. And hopefully everything goes to plan here.
Yeah.
I might have to switch to the guest account.
No, you might have to just reload. It could just be that it has logged out over time.
Let's try it.
I will do the same.
I don't need to. Sorry, I might have to hop in a game first because I just pressed play by accident.
Yeah, because I think it logs you out after some time, but there's no notification right now.
Okay. And we can see that there's many ways to kind of sign in.
Yes, so that also is something new because we want to basically target broader than just the Stellar ecosystem. So the main trading, the trading technology remains Stellar, but what we want to do is to basically to be able to embrace other ecosystem and make other players come from about all horizons.
Okay, let me see if I can pop in your name here, because I don't see it in my list.
You don't. It doesn't look like you're logged in. I think you're in a battle. That's why you can't do this right now. You need to.
All right, let me lose. Wait. There you go.
Okay.
We got our first sneak peek at what it looks like.
Still not working?
No. Give me 2 secs.
If you try to add my ID.
Yeah. Is it this one first? Yeah, there you go. Okay, Duel.
Okay, so I will log in with my other account. So that's the Google one.
I have this one too. Let me try the other one first before you log out. This one. There you go.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And I think it gives Duel requested.
So let's see if I see it. Yeah, I can see you. So I can accept the duel.
Awaiting Duel. Okay, so you can kind of see my cards.
Oh yeah, I can cheat. I can see your card right now.
There is a participation mode, like an audience way that you're saying that you can stream in the future.
So yeah, I will demo it after if we have time. So it's on the Alpha 15, which I have running on locally on my computer here.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a replay feature, and I can explain a little bit more about this later.
Are you siphoning because you can see my cards?
Yeah, I can see anything you're going to post.
Oh, come on, Fred.
Okay, I'm not looking now.
It's okay. You can look. It's fine. It's not a big deal. If you look, then at least I have an excuse for why I lost.
Yeah. Well, I've got just enough.
Oh no.
So that doesn't work after, I don't know if, so when you play survival spec, if you try to, you cannot deal damage on the turn that follows the triggering of the spec.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
I switched my deck a little bit actually after we played last time. I was like,
yeah, I see.
If Fred's gonna just do piercing damage on me, what do I need to do?
Then you're going to play survival spec.
But yeah, in retrospect, I guess it's a bad idea. But you know what? Hey, so what we're seeing right now is like really short games. Like they're not made to be very long.
Yeah.
You play one game and then you can hop right into another match.
Yeah, exactly. So by design, what I was trying to do is to create a tradable card game, but that remains extremely casual in the field. Not like if you play like Hearthstone and things like this. I think those games I would qualify them as mid-core in terms of the skills needed in order to be competitive. But I did not want this type of feel for a tradable card game, especially on the blockchain. Something more casual, and that's basically why. The design is made in such a way that it plays very fast. It doesn't also require a lot of knowledge of the meta of what other players are playing, and try to make things obvious basically in order to make it to keep it a casual experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I what I really like about it too is I can take this and I can go anywhere with it. Like it works really well on mobile.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's and also we are actually preparing a dedicated mobile version that will also be available on the stores.
It's kind of interesting because when you go to the Litemint Discord, you see a lot of people that you don't typically see around the Stellar ecosystem, and I think it just highlights that you can play this game even if you're not really big into crypto or blockchain. Like anybody can play this game. You just sign in with your Google account, your Facebook, whatever. Like everything is supported.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so that's what I was saying. Basically, we have this game published on several gaming portals, like for example, our Game Space, Addicting Games, and that's where most of the players are discovering this experience. And so same, they join Discord for the same reasons. We have 150,000 accounts that have been created, and they are definitely not crypto users in the first place. They are more like gamers, and you can find them on those portals. But some of them, like for example, Stellar Household, who just recently published a stream where he was explaining that he's discovered Stellar and the whole crypto space, the whole Web3 space through coming to Litemint. So that's why I think those experiences are very important for any blockchain ecosystem, because they can really bring what I would call real users in a way that they are not just here when the market is up, like for now when there's a little some signs of bullish sentiment. They are here all the time. So basically on Litemint, we always have players, no matter the current price of Stellar or things like that. They are real users, they are mainstream users, and I think it's important for an ecosystem, a blockchain ecosystem, to have this type of users.
Yeah, and it's Stellar Hustle, really good mention. He does a lot of content. He does a lot of streams on YouTube, and if you guys are interested and want to go see someone play, that's probably better than I am, go check Stellar Hustle's YouTube. We'll share it out after this.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It's really cool to see content producers that are kind of basing yourself on the games that you've made, which is interesting.
Yes, and I hope with Cyberbrawl that we are going to increase this type of activity, because same another things with Litemint that was quite limited is we had only 5 seasons in 4 years of existence, which is very small. And now with Cyberbrawl we are going to have 1 season every month. Many of those the process of it is going to be automated, so that means also a tournament every month, and so a lot more content for streamers and things like this, and also for the game, putting the game alive, basically.
And you've already started talking about the first tournament, right? And that's going to be kind of like a beta tournament?
Yes, so the beta launch tournament is happening next month, when we are ready to launch the beta, which at that moment, basically, we will redirect all the traffic from Litemint to Cyberbrawl. So at that moment, you will stop playing the AI on Cyberbrawl. You will be more likely to meet another player, and the level is going to be quite high immediately, because all the players from Litemint are going to be available on Cyberbrawl.
Right now, you can play either version, right? You can go to Litemint.io and play the previous version, or play Cyberbrawl and see the changes that you have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then you also mentioned supporting other ecosystems. I think you said you'd use a MetaMask login or something.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the login, what we want to do is just to make sure that we have a friendly way to onboard anyone. So someone coming up without a Freighter wallet, for example. I don't know if I can show you on my screen.
Yeah, you know what? Let's switch screens, and then why don't you also, when you get a chance, show us the different cards and stuff that have come out.
Okay. Yeah. So I can. Right, so that's my screen there. Yeah. Okay. So I will log out. So yeah, for login, basically, we just want to be more friendly to anyone from Web3 space, but also not Web3 necessary. So for example, Facebook, Google, which has been on Litemint the main login mode for all the players. But also Magic Link now, we are supporting email login. You can also just log in as a guest, which means it requires absolutely nothing. You will store the credential into your browser, and then we also allow MetaMask. I can probably show it like this. So basically, you can use any account. It doesn't need to have any fund, and it's probably more secure to not use an account with any funds. And yes, it creates a MetaMask account and you're immediately ready to play the game, basically.
Someone mentioned, someone who's asking about Passkey, and you've talked about it. It's something that you are integrating within Cyberbrawl as well, right?
Yes. So basically on Stellar, I think Tyler has published a video on that, and quite a lot of content as well. But basically what you can do is to have a fully smart contract managed wallet. And what that means is that all you do is to log in with your passkey, and basically you can have your assets delivered to you on the blockchain on this wallet without you having to have any prior knowledge of Stellar. And we are going to integrate that as well, because I think it's a very smooth experience for anyone. Like for example, person like Stellar household who would come the first time, all they would have to do now is just to enter their passkey credentials or log in with biometrics or things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of one of the big things that you've mentioned in the past of Litemint, is that you want non-crypto natives to use the platform. Like,
yes, exactly.
That's your main market. Yeah, and actually sharing on your screen here, one of the big things that we've talked about previously about Cyberbrawl is stats, right? Like the statistics and I know that you're saying that you're going to be able to track every move that somebody's made on a game.
Yes, we are actually already tracking all this. If I switch to, we are actually tracking everything, all the battles and everything now, and that's going to be available as well. This is version Alpha 15, so it's not live at the moment, but here you see this icon is the Intel Hub, and it allows you to replay absolutely anything. So for example, the battle we just played is appearing here, and you just can click here, and you're able to replay what other players have done from any account. It doesn't matter, and I think this is going to be very good because it also increases engagement. The fact that now players can kind of spy or discover what other players are playing, it creates more competition. It creates a better meta as well. The meta is the state of the best decks at the top level. So it will increase the competitiveness of the game, and I think it's very important. And we are doing that now. We are providing all this data to the players.
I really like the fact that I can see the other person's hand and I can kind of learn how to tailor my deck better, not only to that player, but altogether depending on how they've played it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, this is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I think this feature is going to be good. On top of this, we are going to also use that feature to be able to replay the tournament games at any time during the whole season. So that's something we could not do before when we organized the tournament. Most of the games were played, so we organized a small Discord group, and then the players play between themselves, and they cannot. There's no replay. There's no. The only thing that we were live streaming was the live finals, but now the whole tournament is going to be available. So I think it's going to increase engagement and competitiveness on the game.
Yeah, it's a great way to make more content for Cyberbrawl and secondarily Litemint. Like this is like honestly like this is just an infinite amount of content you can be producing. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And if ever a recording goes bad, you could always do your replay. Do you want to show the deck and the cards?
Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to stop this. Going to switch back here.
Super cool. That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, so basically, like in the previous game, what you had, so you will have that events. We are going to organize regular events as well. Quest achievements, rewards will come. They are not yet available on the alpha. There will be, so you can manage your friends, duel your friends as well. Same, and those battles are recorded, as you can see. They were available in the replays as well. The leaderboards also, you'll have a different type of leaderboard that you can track, and the cards. So the cards management is very similar to what players are used to on Litemint.io. So basically, you just create your decks. You can add or remove the cards. You can, as you unlock them, basically, and then you can set a card as favorite if you want. To increase the chances of drawing it. So you can manage those things. There will be additional cards as well. I don't think I have them on this account.
Do you have some of the new cards there too?
No, I don't. Not on this account. I don't think I have them. If I refresh, you can see them quickly here on the screen because they are distributed. But I can't show them from an account because I don't have them on the account. So there's a lot of new cards with cards that are providing effects, account-bound effects as well, and also the ability to. I mean, it's a change in the design where. Before you could put as many passive cards as you wanted in your deck. Now there's a specific amount of slots. And therefore there's cards that allows you to increase these slots, but also that means that passive cards have a cost. And I think that increases the strategical choices that you can make from putting passive in your deck. I
like that. Yeah, and then there's also new game features as well. Like I can increase the cards in my hand by discarding. And maybe I don't know if you could jump in. Maybe we jump into our game and we try to show those new features.
Yeah, let's try to
do one more. And then I'll try not to look at your hand.
Okay.
Oh, Duel. Accept Duel. Okay, so maybe as we're going here, I can kind of, so I'm going to drop a card and I'm going to discard it. And it's going to give me a 5% chance to get an extra card.
Yeah. So right now you failed, which means like you got 10 damage. So basically that feature is called overclock. And if you play it with a card that has almost no energy or that is not an overload card, you have a very low chance to be able to overclock. If you successfully overclock, you can then draw 4 cards on your next draw.
But it stacks, correct? That 5% chance stacks. Like, is the second time 10%, or is it 5% every time?
It's based on the amount of energy on your card. So for example, here I have more energy than before, so 35% chance. But if I drop an overload card, it's 95% chance even without energy. and I actually failed. So I actually been
So,
very unlucky.
can you repeat that? How does it work with? How did you get 95%?
95% is if you pick up your overload card. So if you have an overload in your hand, and you play it, it immediately sets your chances to 95%, even if you don't have an energy, some energy on the card before. For example, here now I am at 55 on that card because it's not an overload, and it grows as the energy raise. But if I was using an overload to do so, then it will immediately set my chances to 95%. So it's a kind of a risk-reward mechanic.
That's like, I'm going to take the win, Fred. Like, that's the only win I'm going to get. So I'm going to take it. But it's cool because it kind of definitely changes the strategy as you kind of move throughout a game. And especially when you get stuck earlier on with cards that you might not want. Like
after if you successfully overclock, for the rest of the game you get 4 cards in your hand, and you can have up to 5 actually if you play the fast hand as well.
Wow, and that's a massive advantage, having extra cards.
Yes, if you have time to deploy that, then after obviously it means like the energy that you can get distribute among those cards can give you a huge advantage. So it can be a turning point, and then I hope to see a lot more decks built around this type of mechanic for the tournament.
Super cool. Honestly, like it's pretty well built, and sometimes I'll have my computer running and I'll have the sound on, and I'll just like listen to the sound, like the background music.
Oh, the music, yeah.
We have it turned off right now, but it's good. Did you produce your own music for the game?
No, I think they are in the credits, the artists that produce the music, but yeah, definitely very good music. Resonant Infinity for the background sounds, and Duel Shaman as well. Very, very good music.
Yeah, it's chill. So moving forward, like right now, Cyberbrawl is in that beta alpha kind of period. When do you see that kind of moving out, and then how can people start to participate with Cyberbrawl?
So right now, I think we are going to start the tournament after the next update. So that version here, Alpha 15, that currently finishing. Hopefully at the end of the week, I put it out, and that means at that moment we can start the tournament. After, it depends on how long it will take for the players to complete their turns. We'll have the live final next month with Sam as well to DJ this event. It depends on how long it takes and how many players. Currently, I think we are close to 30 players registered, which that will be quite a big tournament, I think, for the elimination round. So it depends after how long the elimination rounds are taking.
And I wanted to talk to you also about your other things that you've kind of got going on. You've been playing around with proof of work assets on Stellar.
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
Why?
It's addictive. It's definitely addictive. But the thing is, I was on my first day of holidays, and I saw this tweet from Lumen Loop about FCM, the proof of work asset. So I decided. I think I just wrote a quick routine, and then I was submitting my transaction with the CLI manually the first day, and I could get maybe around 10 blocks. But the second day, I tried this, and I could only get 2 blocks. And I think it's because some dev out there automated this process of mining. So I never had time to write my command line CLI. And I decided to write a miner for that. As a challenge, also, I was on my laptop. So I really wanted to make sure that I can get the best of all the cores on that laptop. And then, that's why I wrote the miner, published it for everyone to use, because I think those projects are better when there's more miners. And that's how I got into it.
For anyone addictive. Learning about FCM and KALE, is that these are proof of work as assets that exist on Stellar. Stellar is not a proof of work consensus mechanism at all, but essentially people have created these proof of work assets to kind of test the network. It's kind of like just kind of a fun thing. It's not really supposed to be too serious. But essentially it got a lot of participation. Like there was a lot of people jumping into these proof of work assets, anybody trying to like wanting to discover these tokens that they could find. and the fees on Sorbonne started skyrocketing. Not the fees, sorry, the fees paid. So it's really cool. We've already and through FCM and through your miner, I would say we've already discovered bugs that existed within the RPC client and stuff. So it's pretty cool to see like stupid, fun little things that people are doing on Stellar, even though it's just about having fun and playing around with something. So you built it started off with just a CPU mining, and then you built a GPU mining to support it. I'm looking through it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like baffled that somebody would spend that much time for something that is like ultimately just for fun. So what I really liked, Fred, about what you did is that you shared it off. Like that was pretty cool. You built something, and you could have just taken control of all of those assets and not published your code, but you kind of just shared it off to the community. Is there a reason why you would just give it away? Like,
No, I mean the first because I love open source. Most of what I do is open source. But the thing is, I mean, yeah, I've got I like the challenge of it. I also think it has some utility. Like for example, FCM has allowed to find 2 issues on the Soroban smart contract tech, and also it increases, as you said, it increases the activity on Soroban, which I think is also very good. It brings new eyes. It makes people. Bring some interest into it, but the thing is, for me, it's also part of bringing a bit of nostalgia, because that's how I started in the blockchain world. Basically, in 2017, I joined a project, open source project as well, and it was a fork of Dash, the Dash coin. So it's a proof of work. I don't know if it's still a proof of work today, but proof of work based on X11 hashing algorithm. And then basically, it reminded me a little bit of that time. So I've always been interested in those things. That's why I wanted to do it. But after it became kind of a challenge, because it was started with my laptop. I tried to get as much power out of it as I could. I think I got to 8 mega hash per second. And after that, I added GPU mining. And then, on FCM, it meant up till the protocol update, it meant game over for all the CPU mining. I think I got 1.6 gigahash per second on the GPU miner. And but the protocol has been updated after to only Halo, I think difficulty 6, which means now it's back to CPU mining. And but KALE project is still good for all range of power, I think.
Yeah, I definitely saw your miner, and I was like, this guy has done this before.
I mean, I like the challenge of it, but also I think the more miners there are, the more interesting those projects become.
I think what was really cool too is that you had FCM, and then Tyler saw FCM and was like, what can I make from this? And then he made the KALE project. And what was interesting with the KALE project is that KALE started to integrate all of these other Stellar features. So he integrated LaunchTube, he integrated his passkeys, and I think you and him worked together on the web miner. I'm not sure, but essentially now you can go to a website and then you can start trying to find your KALE plant and find your KALE or whatever work it is. I don't know all the terms, but essentially you can go into a browser and anybody can participate in this proof of work asset.
Yeah, I mean, the web miner is Tyler's work. What I've tried to do is to integrate GPU mining to this. So I wrote a compute shader for that with web GPU. I think the problem of web GPU at the moment is quite a recent technology. It came out, I think, in 2021, so not even like 4 years ago, and it became only a default feature, like I think it was last year or maybe the year before. So it's extremely immature technology, and the problem I have is with the compute shader. It works extremely well if you run it on Chrome on Windows, so the backend Direct 3D works extremely well. But if you run it on a Mac OS with a backend as Metal, there I got, I think, maximum 50 million mega hash per second. Versus over 1 gigahash per second on Chrome Windows. So at the moment, it's extremely uneven. but I can still add it. I will submit a pull request to Tyler's web miner to add it, but don't expect too much if you're not running in a specific system. That's the problem, I think, with WebGPU at the moment. Is supposed to be the successor of WebGL, but it's still quite immature, I would say, today. And we don't have this problem, obviously, on with CUDA or OpenCL on with C++, strong mature technology.
No hopes of integrating that into Cyberbrawl, where I can mine and play games at the same time.
Why not? Why not? No, but what I think though is that it's what I see this, and what I see is that it has almost as much potential as Stellar Quest that Tyler was doing. You know, if a good website is made, it can attract also a lot of people to Stellar, discover Stellar in a fun way. And I think that's also one of the points of this project. I really hope that it grows a little bit and becomes something like Stellar Quest.
Yeah. And what I really like about all of these projects, again, it's a way for anyone to jump in without any kind of money necessary. So like you don't have to have like tokens or anything. You jump in and you're kind of building out your experience, building out your opportunities on chain by participating. So yeah. Let's play one final match and then kind of closing off, and then we can check if there's any questions.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can overclock and win this time.
If you give me a freebie, I'm taking it.
I need to play from this one. Yeah.
I'm going to try not to look at your screen here. All right. I never play Survival Spec 2. I hate Survival Spec.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the favorite, I think, from among the player base.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it makes matches last longer than I want them to.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of the points that was hard to balance, actually, when the survival spec was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as you can see, I received 4 cards because I successfully overclocked on the previous turn. So, for example, if I do this, that means all the 3 cards in my hand now are receiving the energy.
I'll have you know I got a really good card.
That's a very good card. Yeah.
Oh no, it's starting.
So now I'm playing with like all the with 3 cards all the time. I mean 4 cards on my turn.
I don't know what I'm gonna do here, guy. Oh no, I have no attack cards. I'm done.
So that would have been a very good card if I did not run that special armor piercer card.
Your favorite build.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have played it with music. We should have put the whole thing up. But yeah, I let me just check for questions and stuff. I think it kind of gives a solid idea to people what gaming on Stellar is, what there's available right now. Fred Beast mode. Yeah.
Which chat is it?
Graphics Unreal. I don't know if there's anything's on Twitter here. I don't think we have many questions. Anything you want to close off with?
No, I mean, yeah, feel free to join the tournament. It's open to everyone. So this usually our tournaments are limited to only the legend players, but for the launch of the beta of Cyberbrawl, we are opening to everyone, and all the participants will have access to the same cards. So there's not going to be like participants with cards that you don't have, or you don't need to be a legend level in order to play. So if you want to join, just go to Litemint Cyberbrawl beta launch tournament. I think I can't remember exactly the name of the channel, and then you just drop your battle ID there and you'll be enrolled for the tournament.
And you don't need to be signed up into the beta to be able to play currently. Anybody can play, right?
Yes, anybody can play, and if you win at least one battle, even against the AI, you can unlock the Trailblazer badge, which later on, if you want, you'll be able to trade on the blockchain.
Cool. And what are the advantages of signing up as a beta player within the Discord? I don't even know if it's too late, by the way, but if people are sharing their battle IDs, what was the advantage of signing up as a beta player versus just playing the game?
So it was just because at the beginning I wanted to limit it, but at some point I just decided, okay, anyone who join and play will receive the badge without any restrictions, basically.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Fred. I really appreciate you being able to share Cyberbrawl with us. I think it's pretty cool being able to play a game with its maker.
Thanks for having me. That was very fun.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Okay, well, thanks to everyone. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving.
Thanks.